Hello, dreamers. Today I'm bringing you in my kitchen with me as I make dinner. We are going to make Cajun tilapia and shrimp, served with cauliflower rice, Brussels sprouts, and topped with a lemon butter cream sauce. We're going to season both our fish and our shrimp with salt, pepper, cayenne pepper, and garlic powder. Now to start on our cream sauce, we're going to use a tablespoon of butter, some fresh garlic. It can be grinded like I'm doing right now, chopped or pressed. You want to make sure it's in small pieces because the more you chop or grind or press, the more intense garlic flavor you get and infuse in your cream sauce. I love garlic, so I don't want to leave it dropping. It's very important that you whisk your cream sauce throughout the entire cooking process because you don't want your sauce to break. So even when I'm working on other stuff, you're going to see me whisk. Now we're going to add about a cup of heavy cream. You're going to add a half a lemon. It's very important that you have fresh lemon juice for this recipe, not store-bought. The taste is different. And the last thing we're going to add is some chicken bouillon seasoning. If you watch me cook a lot in future videos, then you'll see that I use chicken seasoning a lot. It really enhances the flavor of a dish. In this cream sauce, add approximately a teaspoon of chicken seasoning. You can start out with less and then continue to taste because what tastes good for me might be a little too salty for you. So start with a little bit and then gradually add until it's to the taste that you like. To start my main dish, I've chopped 4 slices of bacon and I'm frying it up in a pan. While that's cooking, I'm going to go ahead and add my olive oil to my small pan in the back for my cauliflower rice. For that, we're going to start with a half of a small red onion, As you can see, I'm constantly moving and stirring the bacon. I don't want it to burn. I'm going to be switching from my main 3 components of my dish because I want everything to be ready at one time. So that's why you see 3 pans on the stove. To my onions, I'm going to add a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper. And that's all the seasoning I'm going to use in my rice. While the bacon has been frying up, I have been cooking my Brussels sprouts, or steaming them I should say, in the microwave for about 5 minutes. And now I'm going to add them to the pan. Now I'm going to add just a sprinkle of chicken seasoning to the Brussels sprouts as well, just for a little extra flavor. The chicken seasoning and the bacon flavor makes for a very great flavor profile. Now I'm going to add the cauliflower rice. Brussels sprouts is pretty much done and is on warm, and our cauliflower is simmering on a low heat. We're going to start on our tilapia. So we're going to put some olive oil in our pan. The eye was already on a medium heat. Now that the olive oil has had a chance to heat up, we're going to add the tilapia to the pan. We're going to put them in with the seasoned side down on the pan so it can blacken it a little bit. As you're going to see, it's only going to take a few minutes to cook the tilapia. Most of the time when I cook meat, I will season both sides. But since we have this wonderful sauce that's going to go on top and infuse flavor in the dish, I only season the one side. How do you guys like to eat your fish? Do you like it pan-seared on top of the stove like I'm cooking it now? Do you like it grilled? Or do you like it deep fried? Give me your answers in the comments below. I'm curious to know. As for me, I can eat it any kind of way. I love any kind of seafood. I can have it cooked on top of the stove, I can have it grilled, or I can have it fried. As long as it's seasoned well, I will enjoy eating it. Now you can see that I am flipping them over after they've cooked for a few minutes. Now we're going to let it cook for another minute or two and then put it in the oven. As you can see, I am touching my meat. I am not doing it because I like to play with my food. Well, I do, but in this case, I am testing the wellness of my tilapia and making sure it is done. However, if you cannot determine the wellness of your food by touch like I can, then you can use a thermometer and make sure that your fish is at 145 degrees. Now that my tilapia is done, I'm going to put it in the oven. And we're going to start on our shrimp. To start on our shrimp, we're just going to add a little butter to the pan. Make sure it's covered in the pan. And then we're going to add our shrimp. Guys, shrimp does not take long to cook at all, and it's very easy to overcook shrimp. So we're only going to cook this for a minute or two, a minute on one side, and then we're going to flip it over for maybe another minute, and it's going to be done. If you're wondering why I'm tilting the pan, it's just to distribute the butter throughout the pan so that the shrimp could cook evenly. Now, I'm going to turn my shrimp over since it's been cooking about a minute. You can see that it's starting to turn a pink color. That's how you know that the shrimp is done. After all of these shrimp are turned over, I'm going to let it cook for another minute. And then it should be ready to come out the pan and we're ready to plate. Now that everything is done, we plate. First we started by adding our Brussels sprouts on the plate. Next we're going to add our cauliflower rice on the side of it. Then the tilapia on top of that. Then our shrimp on top of the tilapia. Now we're going to add our sauce. Now we're going to make it pretty by adding smoked paprika on top. Next, we're going to add some fresh parsley. And last, we're going to top it off by adding a lemon wedge.